Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. There is a show organized by the people here in Ireland in solidarity with the Palestine people and against Israel, who has been killing people of Palestine. And you can see a lot of people have gathered here to record their protest against Israel and in solidarity with Palestine people.
She wrote me this letter to read out to you here today. From Palestine to Ireland. Since 27,567 days, Palestine and the Palestinians have been suffering from the colonial apartheid regime policies, displacement, ethnic cleansing, blockade and suppression. And you know what? Since that
paid nothing but lip service to Palestine and Gaza in the past. I am calling on them to recognise Israel for what they are, and that's an apartheid state. I, along with so many hundreds of thousands of Irish people, stand here with our hearts broken for the Palestinian people when we see all the murder that is happening in that country now. I stand heartbroken to see that hospitals are bombed in Gaza, that 2.3 million people are being bombed, over 8,000 bombs by the Israeli government in the last 2 weeks. But even before that, in the last 15 years, more than 8,000 Palestinian people have been murdered by Israel. People in Gaza live in an open prison where they have to get in and out through gates, where they have no access to the sea, which is so polluted, where one country controls their water, their food, their electricity. If you're telling me that that's not apartheid and that's not a war crime, I have never seen one or heard of one before. It is a war crime. It is apartheid, and Israel and all their supporters are part of that war against humanity. I call again on all the political parties, because this is much more than just politics or local politics. This is about human life, the right to exist. And what Israel is doing right now is trying to take Palestinians off the face of this earth, and we will not allow that to happen. It's time for Ireland to stand up again, as we did in the 80s and 90s, and stand with the people of Palestine and boycott Israeli produce now. Expel the Israeli ambassador from our shores. They're not welcome. I was very, very lucky to have met Nelson Mandela when he was released from prison. I was very blessed to have been given his Medal of Bravery. And in our discussion on that day, he said to us Dunstore strikers, South Africa will never be free till Palestine is free, and that stands today. We have to free Palestine. I lend you my heart and I lend you my soul. For as long as it takes, I'm with you, and so are the Irish people. As they would say in South Africa, Amandla Awetu, I'm with you.
Well done, Karen. I would now like to introduce two incredible speakers, two incredible local Palestinian speakers from Killarney, Mia and Obada. Mia and Obada's parents are from Jenin in the West Bank, but have been refugees since 1948, since Mia's great-grandparents, so they've never been able to visit Palestine. So Mia and Obada, if you'd like to come up.
Hello and welcome. My name is Mia Saleh, and I am a Palestinian Irish, and I would like to speak about the war that has been happening in my country, Palestine, for the past 75 years. Israel has been trying to take over Palestine for the past 75 years, and the world has been very silent about this for decades. Israel has been kicking Palestinians out of their homes and moving them to Gaza. And if they refuse to comply, they get killed. Imagine coming back from a hard day at work and you're having dinner with your family and you get a knock on the door and it's a complete stranger telling you to move out of your house because it's theirs now. What would you do? Would you fight for your rights, or would you give up and give them your home and everything? Why are people focusing on this serious issue now? Why are they blindly following the media? Why are people standing with oppressors? Is this because Palestinians decided they've had enough of all their life getting stolen before their eyes? Is this because they decided to fight back for their rights, their human needs, and their homes? On Tuesday, 17th of October, Israel bombed one of the oldest hospitals in Gaza, filled with children and innocent civilians who had been injured.
Support for Palestine. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. All Israel must do is strike a tiny spark of doubt or misinformation, and the fuel that is their compliant media will spread it like wildfire all over the world. But they haven't done enough. They haven't fooled us all. Because if they had, we wouldn't be here today. We stand here in solidarity with every single man, woman and child in Palestine who face Israel's campaign of terror. We stand here because Ireland's occupation by Britain is still our reality and will be dead before we sit idly by and watch as it happens to our Palestinian comrades. The settler colonial entity that is Israel is, in no uncertain words, completely illegitimate. It is a product of colonialism, and its survival depends entirely upon the continuation of the global system of imperialism. It is the position of the colony youth movement that the people of Palestine will never be free while an oppressive apartheid and colonial entity resides still on their land. A single secular state is the only option to resolve this conflict. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. But what can we do? What is our role to further the Palestinian cause in Ireland? First, we must educate one another. We must counteract Israel's lies whenever we encounter them, including when they send their trained army of online trolls to spread disinformation into every corner of the internet. We must give what we can. Those who have the means can donate money to Palestinian relief. Others can take part in fundraisers. During the genocide of the Irish people by Britain in the Great Famine, the Choctaw, those who had next to nothing, remembered their own experiences of the famine and so gathered what little they had in aid for Ireland. We must put pressure on the Irish government to expel the Israeli ambassador. There should be no place for representatives of an apartheid state in our country. No place. And we must continue with our ongoing solidarity. With these rallies, we both put pressure on the Irish government and continue to show our unwavering support to Palestinian liberation. And we must follow the example of the defeat of apartheid South Africa by supporting the boycott of Israeli goods. Boycott, divest and sanction. This can be our greatest weapon. The Zionists and the Western imperialist machine think they have carte blanche to continue to do as they please, to continue to bombard, oppress, expand, to murder and to massacre, to never let their unlawful occupation end. But when we come to these rallies, when we come to these squares in these towns of this country, when we stand with one another, shoulder to shoulder, and we wave this Palestinian flag, we tell them enough. We tell them it is not just, it is not right, it is not humane. We tell them that they can lie all they like, spin whatever story suits them, but we will never waver. Our support will never falter, because from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Palestine must be free. Ireland and Palestine will always have one struggle in common. We will always stand in solidarity with one another. The Connolly Youth Movement stands in irrevocable support of Palestine and her people. Long live the fight, long live the people of Gaza, and long live Palestine!
I would now like to introduce you to a lady who is Lucinda Scomad, and she's from Nazareth, and she's 17 and lives in Tralee.
People in the West who want to do something to help. Firstly, she said that the people in the West must acknowledge that there are no two sides to this story. There is the occupied and the occupier. Oppression flows one way. Secondly, she said, come and see what is happening for yourself. Listen to Palestinian experiences. Don't listen to the Western media. We must educate ourselves on what is happening. Third, she said that the West must be a voice for the people of Palestine. Write letters to your representatives at a local level, at a national level, and at an international level, and tell them what is happening. Now, more than ever, we need the West to do this. Since October 7th, the attention has been on the atrocities happening in Gaza. And while we are all here today to condemn Israel's bombing of Gaza, it is crucial to acknowledge that Israel has been breaking international law for over 75 years. Now they want to finish their genocide of Palestine, and we are here to say no more. The recent bombing should be a wake-up call to fully dismantle the apartheid state of Israel. As a former colony of the British Empire, our government needs to do more to stop this ethnic cleansing of Palestine. We need to call for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. We should expel the Israeli ambassador to Ireland, close down the embassy in Dublin, and our government should call for international sanctions against Israel. Boycott Israel. Free, free! Palestine. Free, free! Palestine. Free, free! Palestine. From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Free, free!
Palestine!
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 From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free!
Do everything in their power to keep sharing, keep talking, and keep insisting on a free Palestine. Thank you very much.